Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. The Philippines and Japan have officially entered the Reciprocal Access Agreement, or RAA, yesterday. President Bongbong Marcos led the signing of the RAA in Malacanang. Under the RAA, the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Japan Self-Defense Forces will have interoperability training and exercises. The RAA is also expected to provide humanitarian assistance during disasters. After the signing of the agreement, the RAA is submitted to the Philippine Senate and Japan's legislature for ratification. The Philippines and Japan express gratitude for further strengthening their ties.
Your presence here increases our confidence in the importance that the Japanese government puts on these extremely important agreements that we have, and I'm very glad that we have come to this day.
The relationship between Japan and the Philippines has seen great strides in the field of defense cooperation and exchanges, and I welcome the signature of the Japan-Philippines Reciprocal Access Agreement, which took place moments ago, representing the deepening cooperative relationship between our two nations.
Joshua Espana of the International Development and Security Cooperation believes that the signing of the Reciprocal Access Agreement between the Philippines and Japan is a response to China's growing threat in the region. Here's an excerpt from his interview on The Big Story.
You are convinced that this RAA was pulled together in reaction to China's ambitions?
Yes. I'd like to point that out as an analyst. While the documents, public documents would, as much as possible, try to avoid some of the controversial tones in the agreement, but we have to understand that if you look at the national planning guidance of Japan since 2010, look closely at the national security strategy of Japan in 2013, followed by 2020, defense white papers of 2021 and 2023. All these strategic documents indicate that China is a growing threat, a top one growing threat, not to mention that North Korea and also Russia are the next big two adversaries that it's trying to confront in its home islands from our north. So while we appreciate that Japan is trying to help us, capacitate the armed forces of the Philippines, the Philippine Coast Guard, you also have to understand that it is part of Japan's greater effort to, secure its strategic interests here in the Indo-Pacific region. So the top one being China here is because, Beijing has unfortunately impeded Tokyo and other countries here in the region of their opportunity to expand their prosperity by threatening the sea lane of communications. We have seen these actions with China's PLA Navy, Chinese Coast Guard, and the maritime militia combined, not just here in the South China Sea, but also in the Senkaku Islands, and then in the islands near Okinawa, which is the southwest territories of Japan. So Japan's efforts here is much wider than we can imagine. From a Filipino vantage point, we would just see that this is just a mere access agreement, if you will. But if you look at the operational design of the Japanese self-defense forces, it is trying to connect linkages of the islands in the Indo-Pacific, or what we call as the first island chain. This refers to the set of islands from Okinawa down to the Taiwan and Luzon Straits and to the West Philippine Sea Belt.
Thousands of civilians along with government employees came together for a fun run in Pasay. The event aimed to demonstrate our firm stance that the West Philippine Sea belongs to us. Mobile Journal Marimon Reyes has the story.
Mga kapatid, ano ang kaya mong gawin para sa bansa natin? Kaya mo bang tumakbo para sa Pilipinas? Madaling araw pa lang nitong linggo ay punong-puno na agad ng pag-asa at energy ang libu-libong taong naabutan na dito sa Seaside Boulevard sa Mall of Asia, Pasay. Dahil ang fun run na ginanap, hindi lang pang happy-happy. Advokasya rin kasi ito para sa sovereignty at maritime rights ng Pilipinas sa West Philippine Sea.
Then, para sa ating Pilipino lahat to, West Philippine Sea, atin ito. Atin to, kahit anong mangyari, paglaban natin to. Hanggang sa kamatayan.
Sobrang fulfilling ng takbo kasi alam natin na yung takbo natin may cause, for a cause, and para sa bansa natin. Atin ang West Philippine Sea!
Mula 2, 5, 10 at 16 kilometers, bawat takbo raw na isinagawa ay isang statement para sa awareness at pagkakaisa ng mga Pilipino. Kabilang din sa 7,000 runners na tumakbo ay mga atleta, health gurus, miyembro ng pulisya, AFP, pati na rin ang Philippine Coast Guard. Kwento ng Run Rio founder at organizer na si Coach Rio de la Cruz, mapupunta ang bahagi ng proceeds ng takbong ito sa information campaign laban sa fake news at misinformation tungkol sa West Philippine Sea.
So yung main objective natin ay para mapakita sa kanila yung suporta natin doon sa advocacy na ang West Philippine Sea ay para sa mga Pilipino. Lalong-lalo na yung mga kayamanan na nandito, labanan natin yung fake news, no? So dapat proper information tungkol dito.
Pero hindi lang daw information drive ang kailangan para manalo sa laban na ito.
Siguro ang kailangan nating tutukan ngayon ang ating mga marine scientists, no? UP Marine Science Institute. Ngayon, ang UPMSI, they have what they call the National Research Fleet. No? They lack funding. No? It's about time that we support our marine scientists. Pabigyan sila ng tamang budget para magkaroon sila ng sarili nilang National Research Fleet at magkaroon tayo ng mas malalim na pag-aaral na ginagabayan ng scientificong research, no? Para sa posisyon natin sa West Philippine Sea.
Kasabay nito, isang assurance rin daw na ang mga usapin tungkol sa budget para sa mga efforts na ito ay sinasagawa na.
We'll try to make some incremental increases that would respond to current needs of the Philippine Coast Guard and the rest of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Para sa sovereignty at maritime rights, iyan ang finish line na nais daw na marating sa bawat hakbang na tinatakbo. Mobile Journal Merrimon Reyes po, at ang mukha ng balita.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. 2 former cops are expected to face murder charges in connection with the murder of beauty queen Geneva Lopez and her Israeli boyfriend. They were identified as Michael Giang and Romel Abuso. According to a report by the Philippine Star, Giang was the alleged mastermind whose motive was rooted in a land dispute. And in business world, the country's jobless rate climbed to a 4-month high in May. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the unemployment rate inched up to 4.1% from 4% in April. The quality of jobs, though, improved to its best level since 2005. Manila has rejected a proposal to relocate the Manila Zoo to Masungi Geo Reserve in Baras, Rizal. Senator Francis Tolentino pushed this idea and stressed that the animals in Manila Zoo are kept in small enclosures. In response, Manila Mayor Honey Lacuna said that relocating Manila Zoo is not an option for them. Lacuna said they are already planning of improving the zoo and make its facilities at par with other Southeast Asian zoos. The mayor added that the Manila Zoo should be easily accessible to Manileños. De La Salle University and Adamson University dominate the first round of the inaugural PVL Rookie Draft. 9 out of the first 12 picks came from the 2 UAAP schools, with DLSU's Thea Gagate, Laila Cruz, Julia Coronel, and Micah La Rosa going in the top 4. From then on, the slots went mostly to the Lady Falcons. Only 3 players were from other universities, and these are UP Stephanie Bustrillo, Arellano's Lorraine Pecaña, and Alea Torres of Brock University. Before the Olympics, sports enthusiasts gathered at the highly anticipated Tour de France. It is the most prestigious bicycle race in the world, and some Filipino cyclists hope that we will see our flag there one day. From Metz, France, Denise Tan has this report.
As sports enthusiasts from all around the world await the Olympic Games, Dijon, France, a city just a few hours away from Paris, was delighted by another world-class event.
This is the Tour de France, Stage 6. So sa mga di man nakakaalam, the Tour de France is the biggest cycling sporting event in the world. So they're celebrating their 112th edition. And for any cyclist, or for me, triathlete, it's a big dream for us to be here today to witness this spectacular event na naging historic na.
This was a chance to see former Olympians up close and in action.
I think we saw Matthew Van Der Poel, and then we have Tadej Pogacar, and then we have Mark Cavendish, of course. And then we saw some mountain bike Olympians as well. Si Tom Pidcock, ayan.
With this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Nico Huelgas, a multi-awarded Filipino triathlete, feels more inspired and is all the more hopeful to see our flag carried in the Tour in the future.
I really believe that Team Philippines in terms of cycling can really be at par with the world stage of cycling, and hopefully someday we will have a Filipino that can join the Tour de France, and for us Filipinos, we would love to witness that happen.
From Metz, France, Denise Tan.
Team Philippines here in Tour de France. Mabuhay!
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.